Peter Hawks is joining us, and he is from Remax Shoreline Real Estate. And Peter, this is your first time I've had the opportunity to chat with you on the air. Welcome.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
You've been around for a little bit of a time here in Sugarloaf. Tell us a little bit about your history.
Yeah. Well, Greg, I first came up here in 85, 86. And prior to that, I was working for Sabre Yachts. And so early 80s in yacht production, got into management there, eventually customer relations. But I started looking around for the next opportunity.
Yeah.
And commercial real estate and development was happening then in the mid-80s. And put the word out, and the word came back that Peter Weber was looking for someone.
Huh.
So I checked in with Peter. And my dad and Peter used to race together. That was one key in.
Yeah.
And so I came up and spoke with Peter and Martha Weber. And we were just talking about a moment ago in terms of luck.
Yeah.
It was, a lucky coincidence, but we know that luck is where preparedness and opportunity meet.
Absolutely.
So I got thrown into the mix there and started in 85, 86. So I say I'm a loaf broker since 85.
Right.
And had a great office at the Sugarloaf Inn. Peter Weber was running the Sugarloaf Inn Resort, kind of a resort within a resort.
Right.
And my office is right across from the front desk, right below the bar. And Martha Weber was starting Birchwood Interior Designs in the office next door. So, but Peter was doing big things back then.
Sure was.
And I had the opportunity to come in and kind of ride his coattails. Yeah. And he was a master. He really was in terms of marketing. He had John Havlicek signed up, and Steve Nelson and Joni Benoit, all with condos and all plugging his resort. And they fed me the people. Yeah. And I signed them up. I thought I'd died and gone to heaven. And just putting reservations up on the board, selling Sugar Tree units.
Right.
He had just built the fitness club. And Snowflower, Commons, the whole gamut from Birchwoods all the way down to Woody Creek and North Woods. But the interesting thing, I got reflecting on that, and the real thing there was a lot going on back in 85, 86, the mid-80s.
Right. A lot of growth.
And Larry Warren and Peter Weber, they had all kind of put a big vision together for Sugarloaf. And so at that time, I walked in and they had just put the Snubber chair in. They were building the Sugarloaf Hotel. They had just put the golf course in. They had put the West Mountain chair in. They had the Village on the Green development, lots, West Mountain lots. They were doing Snowbrook condominiums. They were doing Bigelow condominiums. And then Peter was doing all his development as well. So right. There was a lot going on. So it was very exciting. Yeah. And the interesting thing was all of a sudden we roll into March, and Peter came into my office and said, hey, the mountain just went into Chapter 11. Oh. And so, what do you do at that point? And there was too much going on. Yeah. And they got hit with the lean snow year that year. Right. So it was back when they had the bumper stickers were make snow, not condos.
Yes, I remember.
And
yeah.
We had the next thing I know, Peter's coming in and saying, hey, I've been thinking about it. People coming up here, they don't need really fancy places to stay. They just need a bed and a place to hang their coat. What they really need is snowmaking. Yeah. So it was kind of the start of reorganizing Sugarloaf. King Cummings was still kind of had the control right there, and then Warren Cook came in. Yeah. And brought in snowmaking, brought in management from Copper Mountain from out west. Yeah. All kind of guest service related. Yeah. Because to be honest, I was hearing people say the year before, almost projecting that the mountain would be in trouble because you could tell that the employees were not happy. Yeah. But all of a sudden, the whole thing with Warren Cook was out there passing out apples. People were trying to, put a real smile on the place. Yeah. And so the whole next, the rest of the 80s was really all about snowmaking. Right. And also, to Warren's credit, was reorganizing the whole mountain. Yeah. and then we kind of moved into the American Ski Company and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But that was there was a lot going on back then.
And
so.
you're on your own now. Where is
Yeah.
your office located, Peter?
Well, good question, Greg. I like to say my office is right here. It's right here, right now.
Yeah.
Or in the condominium at home there. Wherever you are, whoever's listening, I'm there. And I learned that back in the 90s. The 90s were a hard time, and I stepped away for a moment, and I was actually brokering businesses out of Portland with Peter Anania. But I was coming up here. I still had a real estate license,
Yep.
and what I found was people just knew me as a broker. And I don't know whether I had a broker tattooed on my forehead, but I'd be in the lift line, and an owner would say, "Hey, we're thinking about selling."
Yeah.
Or an owner would say, "Hey, we've got a friend who's thinking about buying."
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I kind of realized I didn't need to have an office.
Yeah.
I just needed to be present
Right.
and be involved in the community. And that's what Sugarloaf's all about.
And you're not just in Sugarloaf, you're all over the place.
Yeah, I'm all over.
Yeah.
So, to answer the real question there, I'm office with Remax
Yeah.
in Portland, and if you know where Hugo's and Eventide
Sure.
and Honey Paw are, we're in the lower level. There's a courtyard out back,
Yeah.
but wonderful office space right there in the heart of the Old Port area. So,
Right.
I like to feel that I'm where you are.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be up here, I'm going to be here with you.
Yeah.
If you're
Phone
down
call
in
away.
Portland, I'm going to be in Portland with you.
Right.
So I feel like it's important just to be where the people are, not so much in the office.
Right.
And that's what real estate's really all about.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about some real estate coming up, talk about some properties that you are listing currently, and a little bit about the market and some values. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with Peter Hawks, and he is from the Maine real estate team, and he has got some properties to show in just a moment. Stay with us.